Hi there, Mary Languish here with another FGI art tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to do some colored pencil techniques. This is perfect for beginners. It's good for anyone who's interested in just the medium of colored pencil. So I'm going to be teaching you 3 different colored pencil strokes, how you use your pencil on the paper, and then 4 blending techniques. So let's jump right into what those are. First one is called a straight stroke. And with a straight stroke, you're basically making straight lines, straight strokes across the paper in a very consistent direction, pressure. It's not scribbling, and so you have to be careful not to go back and forth, back and forth. If you do want to speed up your process, you can go one way and then go back, but the trick is not to do the loop at the end, otherwise that will cause scribbling effects. But the straight stroke is going in one direction consistently. You can do this multiple layers. You can do this with only a few layers. You can do them closer together, farther apart, so that you can have different appearances, different textures that you want to show through your color pencil. I'm using Prismacolor today, and it's also a good thing to remember to sharpen your pencil a lot. You need to be working with a sharp pencil. Then we have cross-hatching, and cross-hatching is the straight stroke again, controlled, pressure is nice. You sharpen your pencil when you need to. But then the trick is that you choose a different direction and cross over that. You've probably seen this in pencil, in charcoal, and you can do this as few or as many times as you want to. If you leave it with only a few lines, you get sort of a checkered appearance, texture, which can be kind of nice for different things depending on what you're drawing. Or you can continue to go back and forth, back and forth. Again, it's quite controlled. You're not like rushing this process. It's important to slowly fill in the paper surface than to completely cover it up, and therefore you can't layer more on top of it. So that's how the cross-hatching works. And then my favorite is the circle stroke, which I don't do all the time, but it can give your hand a break from doing straight stroke. And that looks something like this. It's kind of like a long slinky, but you clump it together. Again, this is something that you can layer to get even more color down on the paper, but it has just sort of a really nice, almost sandy, soft texture. Again, the more you layer, the brighter it'll be, the nicer the texture will be. So that's a nice one to give your hand a break. If you do this the whole time though, it also can cramp up your hand. So you have to kind of sometimes jump between a few different styles. You can always overlap styles on top of each other to make your process go faster, or to just blend different textures together. Now we're going to talk about the 4 different blending techniques that I like to use when using colored pencil. The first one is layering. I kind of mentioned that with the 3 different pencil strokes. Colored pencil is really important to layer slowly, one on top of the other, because if you push too hard too soon, you're going to ruin the surface of the paper and it's not going to be able to grab onto your colored pencil anymore. So with layering, I'm going to use this violet blue because it'll be nice and vibrant. Let's do the circle stroke for this one. And I'll show you how that can work when you start with one layer down, and then on top you do another layer. So the first layer is obviously going to be lighter, but that's the goal. You want the first one to be just sort of a whisper on the page, as light as you can make it. Nothing too vibrant, not so much pressure. You're just letting the pencil with a little bit of pressure glide across the surface. And then on top of that, let me switch strokes here. I'm going to do a straight stroke. I'm going to do another layer on top of that. You don't really add a whole lot more pressure, maybe a little bit, but you're still slowly working up the surface of the paper. Maybe I'll go a different direction and do it again. And you can start to see how the more layers you put slowly and surely, the more vibrant your color becomes and less of the paper texture you're going to see. So you can see the difference between 1 layer and 3 to 4 layers up here. Second blending technique is called burnishing. And with this technique, you put down a color and then you're going to take either a white colored pencil, a lighter color of the one you picked, or possibly a gray, something more neutral to go over top of this. So let me just put a few layers down first. Put a little bit of orange on top just so that you can actually see what it's going to look like when I blend another color with the color. Then I'll show you what each thing will do. First, I might try a section with sort of a light peach color. It's still warm in value, but let's put that on top of a part of this circle so you can kind of see how the burnishing is going to work. And burnishing requires more pressure, but you can see how a lighter, creamier color can really blend those two colors together and you get a nice, smooth texture. Now for the second one, I'm using a white. I'm going to varnish with the white so you can see the difference in effect. It's a little creamier because you are putting down something that's lighter on top of the colors you're trying to blend. But it does the same thing in terms of blending, softening texture, smoothing out your surface. Third blending technique is using a non-color blender. So it's a colored pencil without the pigment. Do a straight stroke down. The more color, the more even color, the better this colorless blender will work. And you can do the same exact technique on top. But the fun thing about this is that you're not going to affect the color and how it appears like you would putting a different color on top. It's going to literally just blend the color that you have down below. Let me put a little bit of a different color over here. And that way we can see the transition between the two and how we can really beautifully blend with a colorless blender. As you can see, I use this a lot because it's really short, but I highly recommend a colorless blender. Super fun to use. And then the final, and maybe the favorite, blending technique is using a solvent. So a solvent is something that can clean oil brushes. It basically is a chemical that's going to break down the binders in the colored pencil, and you are able to move around the pigment much like watercolor. Again, the more color you have on the surface, the more effective the solvent is going to blend the two colors together. And you can use a brush for this or a Q-tip. And I often start with the lighter color and work towards the darker color, because otherwise it'll affect my lighter color too much. And you can let this dry and always do more color pencil on top of it later to create even a richer, brighter surface. But you can see the difference between that and some of these just really pops off the page because it's dissolving those binders in the pencil and letting you move it around and fill in all the little cracks. You can see how it puts it on my brush. So those are your 3 pencil strokes and 4 blending techniques. Now we're gonna do a little project with these guys. So for this little project, we're gonna draw 3 sushi rolls and kind of make them into cute little cartoons. But I'll use each of the pencil strokes and the blending techniques so that you can see how they can be used together in one project. So I have a line just so that my sushi rolls can be all together in a row, and I'm just gonna draw 3 different sushi roll types. And you can, if you're following along, can choose your own sushi rolls. The seaweed tends to have some variation in texture, and so I'm going to put down a little bit of a greener color in there. Then I might go in with my white and burnish to create a little bit of the shiny glossy surface. Now I might establish where I want the different insides to be before I do any rice or anything. I'm going to put a piece of avocado here and fill that in. Circle stroke to fill in some textures besides just straight stroke. I'm going to solvent that. Doing a bunch of layering up in here with different colors to slowly build up the surface. Then I'll do a little burnishing up in here. Now let's do the rice. Do a little burnishing over that. I'm going to use solvent on the pink fish. With bright colors, it always looks really good. Now let's add cute little faces to these guys. Cute little sushi rolls, all done with colored pencil and all those different techniques that I showed you in one project together. So I hope you liked this video and had fun along the way. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more art content just like this. Until next time, bye.